Hey, Believe Nation, it's David Imonitie again. Super excited to announce that the I Believe experience is finally happening. We've got our VIP night on the 8th of January. Then we've got the Believe experience. The I Believe experience is going to happen on Saturday. It is going to be absolutely incredible. This is also going to be a weekend of giving as well, because on Sunday, we're going to have the I Believe Foundation Gala, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Start planning for it now. We're going into 2021 very fast. This is the year of acceleration. Don't miss it. January the 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm going to be there. We're going to have some incredible leaders. They're going to be there as well. Don't miss the VIP night. Don't miss the I Believe experience. And definitely join us for a night of giving and sharing with the world at the I Believe Foundation. I'll see you guys, all right? Love you. Believe Nation. Take care. All right. Believe Nation, we're back at it this Thursday. Super excited to be on here again. Let me see here. We got the camera back here. All right, hold on. Let's do this. Move this way. All right. Good deal. All right. How's everybody doing? Super excited to be on here. We've got an amazing live that's going to be happening today. We've got one of my very close friends and brother that will actually be joining us here in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about this event that we have coming up. You know, 2020 has been an incredible year. It's been a year of growth. It's been a year of overflow. A lot of great things have actually happened in 2020. But I believe 2021 is going to be the year where things move even faster. There's going to be a year of acceleration that's going to take place, of great things happening in your life in the year 2021. So I want to get you ready. I want to get you prepared. I want to get you all the tools and all the strategies and the techniques that you need in order to make 2021 the year of acceleration, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to be there in Houston, Texas, January the 8th, 9th, and 10th. I believe the VIP tickets are already sold out. If there's any left, maybe one or two left for that. But the general admission, the exclusive day, the big day, ladies and gentlemen, is actually January the 9th. That Saturday, that's going to be the I Believe experience. We're going to be taking you through step by step on how to create a belief system that will allow you to go out and create the life that you want to live. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the individual that read this in a book, listened to it in audio, and is now coming to teach it to you. No, I am the individual that read it in a book, listened to it in the audio, and went and applied it. Went and applied the information for decades and have gone on to earn millions of dollars utilizing the same information, and has taught countless amount of other people to earn thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Some have gone on to earn seven figures, multiple seven figures. You're going to meet one of them here today. And some have even gone to earn 8 figures as well with this information that I'm going to be teaching on Saturday, the I Believe experience. You do not want to miss that day, all right? And then on Sunday, we're going to have a night of giving and receiving with the foundation, because yes, you do want to create financial freedom for yourself, but then what do you do with the money, right? What do you do with it? You find different causes, you find different ways to give, to help, to assist people that are absolutely in need. So the I Believe Foundation Gala is going to be happening January the 10th. So meet me there, okay? Meet me there, beat me there. It is going to be off the chain, all right? Now, listen, we're growing Believe Nation every single day. The app is being built right now. We're excited about everything that's going to be launched in the first quarter of 2021. To let the cat out the bag, we're going to have a new book coming out, a new book that I'm actually writing right now. Just went into contract with the publishing company. The book, I'm not going to tell you what the title of the book is, but it's probably going to roll out right around March or April of 2021. So I'm excited about that. And we're growing Believe Nation every single day. We need your help, all right? We need your help. Impacting 1 billion lives, it is not just going to be through me, it's going to be through you as well. Now, how can you assist us? How can you be a part of this vision? Obviously, you can let people know about your link, your referral link that you have, and get people to actually register. It's completely free for Believe Nation. And then also the merchandise, as you're working out, as you're, out and about, doing what it is that you do, have that lion on your chest, have that Believe Nation on your back, get the hat, right? People are going to stop and ask you. I mean, the logo is absolutely phenomenal. People are going to ask you, what is Believe Nation? And that's when you can tell them about it, all right? That's when you can tell them about this belief and achievement platform that we have. We have something really special that's going to be rolling out in November and December. Towards the end of this month, going into December, a new product that we're actually going to release that is going to give you the foundation of where it is that we're going as a nation. The 7 pillars of success, ladies and gentlemen. We're putting together something right now that is absolutely phenomenal, that is going to walk you through step by step on how you can actually really master these 7 different pillars that are part of your life, how you can become a great leader, and how you can work on your health and your fitness and your emotional strength and your relationships. I mean, so many different areas of your life, 7 to be exact, we're going to be targeting, and we're going to be showing you how to live your best life in those 7 different areas. So stay tuned for all those things that are coming up. People are loving the merchandise. People are loving Believe Nation. They're loving the information that's in there. And I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening. So don't forget, get your exclusive. That's what it needs to be called, the exclusive general admission ticket. That's what it is. All right. It's exclusive, guys. All right. It's not just a general day. It is going to be the day. That is the main day for the event, January the 9th. Make sure you get your tickets for it. I believe it's only, what, $247, something like that? 97. For the general admission? $297. Okay, I think it said 97. I'm like, nah. All right, $297 for the general admission. I believe if you get 10 tickets, though, you can actually get a great discount. If you get 10 tickets at one time, you get it at $200. So if you're a leader, if you are a leader right now, you're building a team, you're building an organization, I would recommend get the 10-pack. So now you can actually get your team there, because it's one thing for you to believe, but it's a completely different ballgame when you have other people believing with you. That's when it really, really starts to really expand and really, really grow for you. So excited. But guys, let me go ahead and jump right into this. I've been looking forward to this live. I met this gentleman back in 2000. I would have to say it's 2011, maybe 2012. Not quite sure. 2012. It was 2012. We were in Dallas, Texas. I had heard about him, but it was the first time that I actually had a chance to meet him. I was coming out of a car, and I saw him, right there. And the first thing I did was I actually gave him an audio. I actually gave him Conceive, Believe, and Achieve. Not the book, but the audio tape. And it actually didn't look like the way it looks right now. It was the old school version of it. And ever since then, we've been close friends. We've now grown into brothers. He is a personal mentee of mine. He is someone that I consider to be family. He's got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, absolutely amazing. We're going to hear all about them. We're going to hear all about his life and how things have actually changed for him ever since he started to believe. Everybody that I'm bringing on here, ladies and gentlemen, trust me, they know how to believe. That's why they're living the lives that they're living. So this is social proof. This is more proof that if you start to believe at an all-time high, your life can be completely different as well. So I want to bring on Gary McSween, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Incredible friend. Hey, Gary, you there?
Absolutely. Could you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear, man. You're looking good over there, Doc. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, man. Thank you. I mean, you look pretty clean yourself.
Every now and then. Only on Thursdays. I only get clean on Thursdays. Well, listen, man, I've been looking forward to this live. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to it. You are one of the most successful people in the entire Caribbean. You're doing some amazing things. Oh, my God, look at that picture. Boy, I look old.
I said that to Quinn.
You said that to Quinn, huh?
I said
you
that
set
to
me up,
Quinn.
man. He set me up. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. 1%. Man, put that finger down.
That's where it started, bro.
That's where it started. We can't despise the days of small beginnings. Man. Yeah. So that was the first time we actually met. So I gave him the audio. We took that picture. Boy, I was big. But anyway, but Gary, man, thank you for. You were slim. You were really, you look like you're eating pretty good now, though. But man, thank you for coming on here. And I want to dive right into it. We'll get into your story here in a little bit. But I want to dive into 2016, 2015, 2016. I want to start there. We'll go back to the beginning and the influences in your life. But I want to start there because that was a very, very tough time in your life. You know, right now, there are a lot of people that are going through a tough time. They are, whether it's in their finances, whether it's in their health, whether it's in their minds. I mean, they have so many things. I mean, I obviously, you have a heart for people and you hear about people's challenges, all different types of challenges, but you're someone that I saw that continued to believe during the tough times. And I want you to speak to that. I want you to really take your time and really speak to that. I know some of the things that you did that allows you to do that. But for the people that are watching right now, that are listening, that may be at a really, really dark time right now in their lives, I want you to share with them, what did you do and how did you handle that time to really come out of it and be where it is that you are today?
Well, I want to thank you first of all for allowing me to be on this amazing platform, Believe Nation. This is exactly what I have been able to learn and glean from you for the last 7+ years, and everything that you've taught, you've now put it together and package it for Believe Nation. So I'm extremely excited about that. But let's talk about believing in the tough times. The first thing I want to say is that my heart goes out to everyone that has been affected by what happened this year in 2020. The other thing I want to share is that I've been there. I believe now more than ever, I believe God has revealed to me why I went through what I went through. And obviously, I'm not the first person and I'm not the last. And I want to remind you, you're not the first and you will not be the last in terms of, going through tough times, whether it be financially, whether it be in your health, whether it be within your relationships. Many people have gone through that. One of the things that usually happens when you're going through tough times, it's almost like you feel like you are the only person going through it, right? You put yourself in a box and, it's almost like, woe is me. Why am I going through all of this? And I understand, but you're going to have to come to the place where you're going to say to yourself, you know what? I believe that God can turn around my circumstances. I believe that God can fix my situations. Many of us need to understand who our source is. And I believe going through my tough times, I was reminded who my source is. And one of the things that my wife and we did when we were going through our situation is we would write down goals. We would write down affirmations of what we want to see in our life. Now, it's not easy. It is very, very difficult. Matter of fact, you gave me an audio. Matter of fact, it's a 3-part audio from Ivy Hillard, Bishop Ivy Hillard, How to Eliminate Doubt and Unbelief. And that audio really, really resonated with me through my tough times. And it really was ending of 2014, going into 2015. And then 2016, I was going through a really rough time. So it was a period. It was more than 2 years. And, we used that audio as a tool to develop and build up our faith. We were listening to the audio over and over and over again. And we weren't just listening to the audio. We actually implemented the instructions given in the audio. And one of the things, he recommended was writing your goals down and every morning declaring it together. And I remember many times we didn't have food in the fridge, couldn't pay my rent on time. The banks were calling me and we would wake up every morning before we leave the bed and we would declare our goals aloud, together. It was hard at times. Sometimes you're crying, I'm hungry, but I'm speaking these goals because I knew that that my situation would be temporary because, I'm listening to all of these individuals who are successful, like yourself, like Ivy Hill. And, they were saying, listen, what you're going through is temporary. What you see with your natural eye is temporary, but what you cannot see with your natural eye, that is eternal, right? So I started spending a lot more time trying to create what it is I wanted as opposed to what it is I was seeing, right? Because what I'm seeing is a manifestation of what first took place in the spirit. So we spent a lot of time declaring our goals. One of the big things I want to share with you is when you're going through tough times, you want to position yourself and be around people that can encourage you, people that are performing and having great things going on in their life. You want to stay close to them. You want to communicate with them even more often because, again, when you're going through your tough times, you kind of pull to yourself and you try to figure things out on your own. No, that's the time where the faithful people, who God has placed in your life, you want to stay very close to them. Keep the communication. And those are just some of the things that my wife and I, we put in place just to keep ourselves in the game. Because, if you distance yourself from the people that are winning, it's much more difficult to come around and be in that environment. So, I'm glad that I went through what I went through because I can speak to anyone today in 2020 and even beyond that I understand what you're going through and you can turn around your situation if you believe.
Gary, I obviously we know, and anybody who's listening to you right now can tell that your faith has played a major, major role in your success, and not just your success in business, but also in life. And we're going to talk about that because I know how important that is to you as well. But when you say that God can turn around any situation, what does that really mean? I'm sitting here and maybe I believe in God, maybe I don't believe in God, maybe I do believe in a higher power or the universe, whatever it is you want to call them. What does that actually mean though? Because you gave the answer, right? And I'm hoping that people can catch on to what you said. When you say God can turn around your situation, what does that actually mean to the people that are actually listening in right now?
Well, you first have to recognize that you didn't just come here by yourself, right? You were put on earth by a higher power, by a higher, source. And you've been placed there for a reason. You've been placed there for a purpose. So, I understand that there is someone greater than me. I understand that. I understand that, I didn't just show up here without a greater purpose. So, it has been instilled in me from day one to believe and understand that I've been brought here for a purpose. I just understand it. It's maybe difficult for me to explain, but I just know, when I wake up in the morning, when you see the sun coming up, when you see, nature in its full bloom, you know that there is something greater than you. Yeah. So, a lot of people make their circumstances and their situation much bigger than them, but they have to understand that there is a greater power living inside of you, right? Yeah. And yeah, we can go on and on about that, but
for me, Gary, and for those that are listening, I remember because I grew up in the church, right? Both my parents were pastors, so I was in church 8 days a week, right? So, but I didn't really understand until about 10 years ago. It didn't really click for me until about 10 years ago, and this is what happened. I was in an apartment. I was living in an apartment at the time, and I was listening to an audio. I was listening to someone actually teaching, and he said something, and it clicked. It really clicked. When you say God can turn around your situation, you start to explain, you start to say that we would write down these words. We would write down these affirmations. We would listen to these audios. We would get around people that were speaking life, right? Yeah. Everything you said was God turning around your situation because everything you said had to do with words. See, once that clicked for me, Gary, It was
Oh,
over. It was completely over for me. Right now I could jump up right now, understanding that whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that anybody who's watching this right now, word
yes,
can turn that situation around.
yes, yes,
Right?
yes,
And that word comes in different forms. That word can be this live that we're having right now.
yes,
That word can be you listening to an audio. That word can be you talking to a friend. That word can be you writing down your affirmations and declaring it with you and your wife, or you and someone else that's believing with you. Because when two or three agree on anything, guess what? It
yes.
comes to pass. So
It comes
once
to
that
pass.
connection, and listen, I pray every day. And sometimes it's hard, right? Because you listen to people and like, man, I wish you just understood that if you would just speak the right things and write the right things, that your life would
They
change. I
good.
promise you. It's not that you're not going to have problems. You're always going to have
Mm-hmm.
challenges. You're always going to have situations that pop up. But when you
Yeah,
understand that power, when you become aware of that power that's on the inside of you,
yeah,
there's really
yeah.
nothing that can stop you. Well, I want to talk about your wife. She's my sister. She's my sister-in-law. Incredible woman, wife and mother. How was she during that tough time? How important was she in your life? I know she was important before that, but how important was she in your life to be there for you in that tough time and believe in you?
Yeah, I think she is my silver bullet force. One of the things that I can remember clearly is that while we were going through tough times, she never complained. She was always, always optimistic. And I mean, I was going back in some of our books and try to find these cue cards, and I found all her cue cards she had created. She literally created a circle of just words that she would read every single day. And my wife, she's a fanatical believer in the Word of God, and I mean, she has been a major support. I mean, I wouldn't be here today, David, if it wasn't for her. And the success that we have been able to create today, a lot of people see me at the forefront, but she's the one holding down the fort when I have the chance to come and speak and so forth. But my wife is a blessing. She's a prayer warrior. She gets into prayer. She gets into that warrior spirit, and she's my oracle as well. I should be listening to her a whole lot more because she calls out the fake people quick. And I'm like, baby, you have to have some grace, give them a chance. And she said, I told you, but but she's a blessing. And I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her. So I want to shout her out. She's actually with the kids right now, and doing a great job.
Good deal. We're going to talk
That's my
about your
son.
kids. You have some incredible. I'm godparents to them, so we're going to talk about them here in a little bit. But Gary, when you decided that this is the life that you wanted, right? When you made that decision that this is the life that you wanted to create for yourself, what were some of the next steps that you took? What was the formula that you decided to take on? Is that McCon?
Yeah.
He can come in there if he wants.
Okay, hold on.
Of course,
Say
he can
hello.
come in there. What's
Say
up,
hi,
buddy?
everybody.
Hey.
All right, let me just let him out.
All right. We're going to talk about the formula that I know Gary's actually used, because when you decide what it is that you want, I think that's one of the greatest days of your life. One of the greatest days of your life is when you make a decision on the
Yes.
life that you want to create. And that is going to unfold, and it's going to change, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The life that you wanted to create 5 years ago is not the life that you want to create now, because you've already created that life, right? So
Yeah.
tell me, what are some of the things that you do when you decide on a goal? Like, this is where I want to be. What are some of the things that you do to actually make that happen?
Well, you got to write the goal down. That's number one. You have to write it down, write the vision, make it plain, so that they that see it will run. And then start getting pictures of what it is I want, and I start putting these pictures up everywhere. And you build things, three times. You build it in your mind, you then build it on paper, and then you actually physically go build it. And I get to work. I get to work. Once I put the goals down, I write it down. I start speaking it every single day, and I physically do the work. I do the spiritual work, and I also do the physical work as well.
But Gary, listen, I hear that, right? I hear that, but you don't really understand my situation. You don't understand what it is that I'm going through right now, right? So you're telling me to write it down. You're telling me to speak it, all this stuff. I've heard it all before. But listen, is there another way? Is there another way for me to do this, right? Because I've heard that. I've heard I've got to write it down. But you don't understand. Listen, we don't have food to eat right now, right? Like my car is broken down. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. Is there something else to it other than what you're telling me right now?
There's nothing else to it. That's it. You you just have to do exactly what we're telling you. It works. It takes time, but it works. Like you have to really believe in the power of your words, right? Words are spirit, right? Whatever you declare, whatever you speak, it is going to come to pass. I went to a training with Bob Proctor, and he said, whatever is established in the spirit. First time I heard someone break it down like this, it resonated with me. It transformed my understanding of this process of creating. Because, the truth is what you're doing, the life that you want, you have to create this life. So you have to first write it down, right? You have to start speaking it. When you write it down, that is like the seed. But then you have to start watering the seed with your words every day, every day, every day. If you take a seed has all the potential in the world, but if it's not put into the soil and if it's not watered and given sunlight, that seed is not going to bring forth, a harvest. So it's the same process. You're creating. You can create the life that you want. I want you to understand that. I want you to believe it. I am living proof of it. Believe Nation is living proof of it. David Imonitie is living proof of it. And you have to work. And you have to work consistently. All right. That to me is the major difference. A lot of people start the process, but they don't have the patience. They don't have the faith to stay consistent. They don't have the work ethic to back it up as well. So it works. I understand your situation, but guys, I was there. I didn't have food. Many times I drank cold water to quench my hunger, right? I've been there. I understand. Like, guys, I understand. Trust me when I'm telling you. I know. I know about not having gas in my car. know.
Maybe they need to really hear about a particular story that just came to my mind. I remember there was an event that you needed to get to, right? There was an event that you needed to get to, because we're taught you got to be at the events, right? And I want you to tell us what happened. Tell us what happened. There was some things that transpired, because we all have a breaking point, right? And when that breaking point takes place, that is when really change really starts to take place. So why don't you tell us what happened with that famous Mercedes-Benz, and then tell us what God was able to do later on.
Well, we had an event. I can't remember where the event was right now, but I didn't have money to go to the event. And when you're broke, you get creative, right? You get really creative when you're broke. So I came up with this amazing idea to sell my Mercedes-Benz, pay off whatever debts I had to the car, and the rest of the money I would use it to pay rent, and then I would have enough money to buy my plane ticket. So I went to this car dealership in my country, and I attempted to sell my Mercedes-Benz, and it turned out that they were robbing me of the Mercedes-Benz. I didn't know that was happening. So they took the car, gave me $10,000 of my money, and said they're going to bring the rest of the money for me. Just wait, 20 minutes. They're bringing the money from some other location. But in that time, they took the vehicle and they took it somewhere else. And I basically lost the Mercedes-Benz, and I still had to pay the loan for the Mercedes-Benz without the Benz. And I did not attend the event. And yeah, I mean, it was one of the lowest moments in my life. Um, you know, man, every time I replay that situation, it was crazy. But God has restored us. You know, I mean, I'm giving you a piece of the story, but I'm talking about there was a
Yeah,
whole bunch of stuff
yeah.
happening between there.
You gotta give him. There's a reason why I said what I said, because there are people right now that are listening and they're thinking, yeah, it's easy for you to say it. You're a multi-millionaire today, right?
Yeah,
And it's easy for you to say believe, right? It's easy for you to say write the goals down. But you were doing these things while you were in the storm, right?
yeah.
While you were actually going through. The story is quite amazing, because you and your wife were sitting there, and your wife is your oracle, and she's sitting there, she's thinking something is off right now. Something is
She did say that.
something is not making sense. And they, I guess they just picked up the keys and, gave you 10,000 TT, which is how much in US dollars? How much is that in US dollars?
A little bit less than 2,000 US.
Okay, so think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Your car, your only means of transportation, you're trying to sell it to get some money, pay the loan off, get some money to pay rent, get food, get to an event, because you're doing whatever it takes. See, that's where a lot of people miss it, Gary. A lot of people miss it because they're not willing to do whatever it takes to win. They say they want success, they say they want to win, but they're not willing to actually pay the full price. You are willing to sell your car,
Yes.
right? To get to an event, to win. And so $2,000 is what they basically paid you for a whole Mercedes-Benz. And you still have to pay the loan, right? And then, so like when you figured out that they had stolen from you, did they keep telling you to come back and come back? Or what happened?
They did. They told me come back the next day. They're going to bring the money. And then it's more and more lies, and I went to the police station, made the report, nothing came out of it. It was crazy.
Yeah. Now, what did your wife do? That's what I want them to know, because
The aftermath. My wife said this business is going to shut down. She got some anointing oil. She went in front of the establishment. And this is going to sound crazy, but she literally prayed and said, Lord, this establishment is going to be destroyed in a couple of days or 2 weeks or something. She said it's going to be no more. And then she said, touch not the Lord's anointing. Right? And I mean, the two individuals, now this is going to sound crazy, the two individuals died by the sword.